Hey guys, and welcome back to Arlie Knits. If you watched my last tutorial, I did a how to knit a top-down Raglan t-shirt in the 1x2 rib. This tutorial is basically the exact same thing, except it's the opposite side of that stitch, the 2x1 rib knit. I'm using double knit South American 100% merino wool. It is the sherbet color from Stefan and Penelope. Their shop is in Amsterdam, or you can order it online. The wool recommends I use a size 3.5 to 4.5 needle. I have chosen a 4, and I have with me a short cord, a medium cord, and a long cord circular needle set to do this project. To get going, I'm going to cast on 100 stitches onto my short cord circular needles. Please pardon the glass of red wine in the background on a side plate on a dinner table chair. We have just moved and we're still buying furniture. We're then going to knit our stitches together in the circular, and we're going to begin a 1x1 rib knit. In order to avoid a little step in your circular knitting, once you come back round for the second time, we're going to knit 2 stitches together. With that in mind, make sure that you always cast on 1 extra stitch. So for 100, it will be 101 stitches, or whatever it is that you've worked out fits your neck perfectly. You can knit for approximately 10 centimeters or however you would like your little collar to be, bearing in mind that you're going to be folding it over. And once you are satisfied with the length, we will begin the folding process, which is knitting the existing stitch into the stitch onto the other side. And once you have come all the way back round, remember to count your stitches and make sure that you have exactly as many as you started out with. I then sectioned out my stitches into the following using stitch markers: 10 by 40 by 10 by 40, 10 by 10 being the arms, and 40 by 40 being the front and back torso. You can then go directly into the stitch pattern, which is knit 2, purl 1, knit 2, purl 1. When you arrive at each stitch marker, you will do a raglan increase, which is knitting the front and the back of that stitch. If you do not know how to do that, you can go into my collection of videos. There's one called How to Cable Knit for Beginners. In the description, in the timestamp, it shows you how to do a raglan's increase in great detail. Knit until the length of the increase is a comfortable distance from your collarbone to a point in your armpit. You can use a measuring tape to measure this. For me, it's 8 inches. For you, it could be a little bit different. You can then move your arm stitches over to a spare pair of circular needles, short cord, and you can knit out the remainder of that skein into the torso. Once that skein you are knitting with is completed, I prefer to come back to my arms and finish them so I don't have needles dangling. You can then go into your arms, pick up the stitches, and continue the 2x1 rib knit pattern. If your pattern is inconsistent due to not having enough stitches, it may be that you'll need to pick up some stitches in this little gap in the armpit area. Do that, pick up as many as you need. You can knit until you are happy with how long your sleeve is, and then you can convert to a 1x1 rib knit. I knitted out these little cuffs or bands for 20 rows, and then I cast off. And then once you have cast off, you can cut the end, pull it through, grab your crochet hook and a darning needle, and you can secure the ends together and darn the loose ends up all the way up into that arm, as well as go back into the little gape, that little hole in the armpit area, and darn that closed nicely too. Then we can return to our torso and knit that out until we are happy with the length. I made the chestnut colored one a little short, and I'm making this one a little bit longer. And when we are happy with the length, we can go back to the 1x1 rib knit, and we can knit that out for however long we'd like. I personally did it for 14 rows. You can then cast off and tidy up all your loose ends, work them all in nicely, and this is what it looks like. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please subscribe, share, like, and I'll see you in the next one.